So I want to welcome you to the Qlumi event dashboard. The goal of this dashboard is for you to create a private map that only guests of yours for your event can see the notes for that map. And in effect, this means that you are creating a map, a digital and mobile map that you can distribute to other people, that only the people who have your sponsor code are able to see your map. And it's very easy to create one of these kinds of maps. First of all, you go to the Qlumi.com website and just follow the links to hosting an event. Then you fill out a registration form, and once you've filled that out, you are presented this event dashboard. And so I start here, and you'll see in the upper right-hand corner, the upper left-hand corner, there is this option that says, Qlumi.com wants to know your location. I recommend that you say allow, especially if the event is where you're currently located, because when you do that, the map inside this dashboard will be the map of your current location. And it'll make it a lot easier to create your map, your event map. So I'm going to hit allow, and in doing that, now I'm presented with the whole dashboard, and here you'll see it says event dashboard. There's a menu options, event dashboard, which is what we're looking at, event guests, where you can see the guests that are coming to your event, and Qlumi profiles, and that's a little bit more of an advanced process. It's not required for creating an event, but in effect, when you create a profile, it means that the Qlumi app itself will create interests within a special profile that all your guests will be able to see. And so that's a little bit more advanced. I'll have a separate video about that at another point. But here, let's look at the main part of this dashboard. It's a pretty small dashboard because you don't have to do all that much. It's not rocket science to create a map for your event. In fact, once you've gone through the registration process, which takes about 2 minutes, this should take about as little as 2 minutes more. You could have an event map ready within 5 minutes. But in reality, a lot of places or a lot of events might have a lot of details you might want to add to the map, and so it could take as long as you need to fill out a pretty comprehensive map. There's no limit to the amount of notes that you can share on your private map. So in the event dashboard, the first thing you're going to see is step 1, make note of your event code. And right below it is this blue box, and it says, here at the moment it's saying Qlumi welcome. You are going to have something else other than Qlumi welcome. If you've ever opened up Qlumi without an event code, you know that Qlumi welcome is what you're supposed to put in there as a default if you're not signing up for an event right away. So this is a sponsor code that you would put in Qlumi, and your event is going to have its own sponsor code right here where it says Qlumi welcome on my screen that I just highlighted. You are going to have your own code, and it's going to be a bunch of numbers and letters. Underneath it, it says, this is your event unlock code, and it says, give this code to guests to put in Qlumi. This is really important because this is what allows you to distribute your private map for your event to all your guests. This particular code, not Qlumi_welcome, but whatever it shows up in your dashboard. So that was step 1. There are only 4 steps to this process, and the 4th one is totally optional. Step 2 is create your event map. And then underneath it says, click on the map below to make your event map. So to do that, what I'm going to do is basically pull the map to where I want it. I'm using a mouse. If you were using your phone, you'd use 2 fingers to pull it down to where you want it. And select a location where you want to add a note, which is part of your private map. So here I'm just going to poke with my mouse, my left mouse button, and it comes up with create notes on the map. Enter your note title and enter description. I'm going to put in here, great cafe, giving them a plug. I'm going to add this note by hitting the add note option, and so now the page loads up again, and if I scroll down and go back to where I poked, there it is. My note has been added to this map, which is not the same thing as adding it to Qlumi. We need to do step 3 to add it to Qlumi. But we're still in step 2, we're creating our map. Underneath this, we'll see your private map notes, and here it says what I put in there, great cafe, giving them a plug down here. And you'll see it saying in red, pending. And what that means is that it hasn't been sent to the Qlumi app yet. So you can make any number of notes that you want to. Here, I'll add another one just for fun. Park here for the cafe. Or in the back. You can create any kind of map, whether it's for a conference or a wedding, or a big party or a small party or a workshop, whatever you are planning. It's as easy as this. Just poking on the map and putting in the information. And when in the Qlumi app, it's going to show, when in the label of that location, it's going to show this title. And if they poke it, it'll get into the description as well. All right, so I want to show you step 3. So we're at step 2. We've created some notes. This is our map for this example. And so in order to get it so that Qlumi actually will show these notes when a person uses this unlock code from step 1 in their app, for Qlumi to show the notes, you have to hit this button that says Send All. So here it says, send your notes to show up on the Qlumi app. This is the most important step because if you fail to send them to the app, the event map is not actually generated. So you really need to do this. Once you make all of your notes or add new ones, you need to send them to Qlumi by clicking here. And what I mean by that is if we were to hit the Send All button, and I click that button, and here it's saying now loading notes. So it changed from showing the notes to this. I'm going to refresh the page. And now what it's going to show under the notes is the notes I created, and then the word delivered in green. And that means it's been sent to Qlumi, our app. Now I can add any number of additional notes. I'm just going to put in Great Park, beautiful pond. I'm going to add that note just to demonstrate to you that I've added something after I've sent it to Qlumi already. And once again, it's saying in red, pending, whereas the other ones say delivered. The one that says pending has not been sent to Qlumi yet. And so we need to send it once again by hitting that Send All button. Once again, it says loading notes here. And so let's just refresh that page. And when we do, all of them have been delivered. And that's it. That's all you have to do as a requirement for Qlumi. Here you can see step 4 is just tracking the stats of your events. How many notes you've created for this event, how many for your map, and how many guests have joined up at this point. And if I hit the event guests option up here, it'll show me the guests that have signed up. And again, I will do a separate video about Qlumi profiles. But that's it. It's very straightforward in creating private event maps with Qlumi.